Hello there, my lovely darklings. It's your favorite witch, Jamila Anahata, back with another video. I am a holistic lifestyle coach and tarot reader who wishes to empower your divinity in order for you to elevate from your darkness. If that is of any interest of you, you can visit me at thesoulfulveganista.com to check out my services. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about shadow work in relation to dark femininity and transmutation. Because realistically, shadow work really is dark femininity plus transmutation. And what I mean by that is that dark femininity is the unseen aspect of the feminine spectrum. So of course, everything is on a spectrum. There is the law of polarity when it comes to hermeticism, the laws of the universe. And on the feminine spectrum, there is the light side and there is the dark side. And just like everything in this world, we do not want to be on either side of the spectrum too much so. We want to know how we can make a rhythm of it, where we lie on either side of the spectrum, depending on the moment, what the moment requires of us. And a lot of us like to think that dark femininity is the wounded aspect of the feminine spectrum. Absolutely not. It is simply the unseen, the hidden, the aspects of the self that is not very clearly noticeable. And that is through your behaviors, your emotions, your fears, your traumas, your experiences, what you believe about yourself and others. So many things, which is what shadow work targets, that subconscious mind aspect. Shadow work is literally working on your subconscious mind. It is trying to uncover everything that you have programmed your mind to believe over the years through your experiences, your upbringing, your conditioning, and it allows you to replace it with better, more positive behaviors, belief systems, thoughts, emotions. And in turn, that'll help you transform or transmute that energy into your liking, things that align with you in your path and who you want to be in this life. So that is what I mean by how shadow work is in great relation to dark femininity and transmutation. Because realistically, in order to delve deep into your subconscious mind through shadow work practices, you're going to have to uncover your emotions. You're going to have to be present, centered, and aware enough in the moment to pay attention to what sensations are going around in your body, what sensations are flowing in your body, where is it flowing, what does it represent for you, why does it feel that way? Ask yourself 21 questions through a journal or just mentally. Why do you feel that way? Where does it come from? Who said this to me that triggered this? What did this to me that made me trigger this based off my childhood? All those things can't be done without your dark feminine aspect, the emotional aspect, your boundaries, your sensuality, your authenticity, your creativity, your passion, your purpose, all the things that are unseen once again within you. And although there is, once again, the dark feminine aspect, the light feminine aspect cannot exist without that. The dark feminine is the basis on which you can express your light feminine. So just like you can't see or you can't conceptualize darkness without light, that is the same. You can't conceptualize the light without darkness. And when it comes to that, your light feminine energy is how you express your feminine energy in general, your femininity in general. And femininity is not just your appearance. It's not just wearing a dress or putting on makeup or having manners or etiquette. That can be it, and that's a great way to advance your feminine energy or your femininity. However, your light feminine aspect is the mask, the face that you do, your grace, your etiquette, your confidence, how you express your boundaries, how you express how you believe about yourself, how you carry yourself, the energy you exude that allows people to treat you a certain type of way. And in order for you to express the light side of your femininity, you need to have that groundwork, that basis, that foundation from your dark feminine side to create those boundaries, to get to your authentic core, to know what you like and what you don't like, to know who you like and who you don't like, to develop a connection to your metaphysical or spiritual side, because as I always like to say, the feminine spectrum in general is the metaphysics, the unseen, everything but the physical. And if we want to connect the masculine and feminine energies to the elements of the world, the feminine is the metaphysics, the spiritual, the divine connection to all there is. And the physical plane, which is a very dense, very tangible, very disciplined, very structured, very rigid, that is very greatly represented to the divine masculine aspect, being the container holder, being the protector, the provider of all that we need in this life through tangible means. Going back to the basis of how dark feminine energy is what is expressed through light feminine energy is the unseen parts of yourself once again. When you are understanding of how you're feeling in the moment, you can attack it right then and there and understand what you're thinking, because our emotions are a great indicator of how we're thinking, of what we're thinking, our mindsets, our belief systems about ourselves. So when we're in the moment and we're present and we're not allowing our mind to be cluttered with being in the past or in the future, psychologically, both things that do not exist in this moment right now. Sit with that for a second. Is what is happening in your past, whatever is floating in your memories, because your past is only alive through your memories, is that happening to you right now in this moment as you're watching and listening to me? I can guarantee you it's not. So why are you there right now? And on the other side of that, the future is something that is unseen, something that we have not experienced yet. We can create our future through our thoughts, our visualizations, our embodiment, but are we in the future? Because the future exists right now. So why are you there right now? All you have is this moment. Be here now. So when you are here now, you are able to figure out what you're feeling. You're able to figure out what you're thinking, why you feel that way, what made you feel that way, and what you can do to transmute that energy and transform those aspects of yourself into a better, top tier, more refined version of yourself that you always knew you had to be or wanted to be in order to be the person that does the damn thing. Because realistically, as I always like to say, there is no pill, there is no elixir, there is no service that can get you exactly what you want. You are the person who can get exactly what you want. And in order to get what you want in this life, or to live a life full of abundance and purpose and passion, you have to change, elevate, expand your person to inhabit the qualities of someone who is able to have inspired action flow through them very easily. So yes, that's why I always like to compare dark femininity and transmutation to shadow work, because without those aspects of it, it's just writing in your journal. It's just asking yourself certain questions and not really applying things like that to your lifestyle. And this is actually a topic I covered very recently in my Divinity Within Darkness Coven. It is a membership on my website where us witchy folk like to get together and discuss things like shadow work, transmutation, expansion, dark femininity, and all the amazing things that help us embody the divine qualities that we always wanted to have. And if you are interested in that, you can visit me once again at thesoulfulveganista.com. I'd love to see you there. And of course, I'm going to be talking way more about dark femininity and transmutation. You already know I love to talk about shadow work, so that's a given. But before I close out today, I want to leave you all with my femininity story. And it is very recent too. It actually happened within the last year. So of May of 2022, a little over a year ago, I was in a space where I just felt very stressed out. I felt very depleted, very anxious. I just did not feel that sense of calm that I usually do as somebody who's into holistics, and I have been for over 10 years now. And within analyzing that, I just could not put my finger on it. I thought I was doing everything. I thought I was eating well, I thought I was exercising, I thought I was meditating, but no, it was more than that. I was using way too much of my masculine energy to go about this life easily, so I thought. I believed through certain communities I was involved in, through how I've been conditioned, through the world today, through being a Black woman, through possibly even embodying the independent Black woman or independent woman, strong woman trope for all these years. I realized I was in hustle mode all the time. I was angry all the time. I was resentful all the time. I worked very hard with no reward. I was really rigid in not going with the flow. I was not very trusting or had any faith in the universe. I limited myself and I limited my connection to divine in order to survive and be in survival mode. And that is something that has been a recurring theme within the past few years through my previous jobs, through my previous communities that I was involved in, where it was very easy to fall into a trap of feeling unhappy, or that there was no way out, or that everyone was against you, or that life just sucked, and that was just how life was. I kept watching the news, I kept getting sucked into a hive mind, I kept once again working extra hard in order to prove my worth to myself and to my community members, to my family, and once again it got me to a place where I was just fed up. I just did not enjoy my experience. I just felt like life was going to be like this forever, and I was just doomed to feel helpless, hopeless, and a victim. But one day, I don't know how it happened, I just found a video about feminine energy. Feminine energy is something that I've always been aware of as somebody who's always been into metaphysics and spirituality, but it wasn't something that I delved deep into out of fear of feeling like I was being exclusive. I felt like I wasn't being inclusive to other genders or gender expressions. I felt like I was being oppressive in whatever way. I felt like I was digging too much into the patriarchy by focusing on feminine energy, as if that is an oppressive thing to focus on an energy that we all have. Once again, it is not just feminine energy, there's masculine energy and everything in between. We have to figure out what energy suits us best in the moment. There's absolutely nothing oppressive about that. It doesn't even relate to gender. Any gender can express themselves in whatever way they feel like. So for some reason, I internalized that. I made myself believe that I shouldn't focus on this very important thing as somebody who's a very feminine aligned person, that I should just let it go and just not talk about it or think about it, because who would care about that in my community? Who would care about that in this day and age where people are being more inclusive? Although that is a beautiful thing, I decided to figure it out. I decided to click on that video and learn more about it. And that video, I forgot what it was, but bless that video, because it began a whole entire journey that I am still figuring out right now, that I'm still beautifully on right now, that helped me realize my softness, my warmth, my boundaries, helping me peel back all the layers of who I am not, so I could figure out who I am. And in turn, it helped me get more sexually liberated, more sensually liberated. It helped me get more back into Tantra, something that I used to be more into back in the day before I got into hustle mode. It just got me back into a place of joy, bliss, ecstasy, flow, reception. Just allowing things to happen, allowing myself to attract all the abundance that is already there for me, that already exists for me, rather than trying to work so hard for it, or feel hopeless about it, or feel like I'm a victim that I haven't perceived it yet. I know through my feminine journey, through my deep passion for metaphysics, through my own inner and shadow work, that it already exists for me. It might not show up yet in my 5 or 6 senses, but it exists in a timeline that I cannot see right now. Therefore, I believe it and I receive it. It is here now and it is mine. And I couldn't have really figured it all out without that femininity journey. And I, regardless of gender, I highly recommend that you figure that out for yourself. You can figure out whatever you lie on the spectrum that is very heavy within you. Because regardless, we have all those energies within us, and it is up to us to use both for our liking, for our doing, for our expansion. Because on one hand, on the feminine side, we are going to use our imagination, our grace, the ease and flow of life, everything that is unseen within us, our emotions, our pleasure, all the wonderful things that the feminine brings. And then our masculine side comes the structure, the discipline, the action that you need to do in order to get what you want in this physical realm. So we need all those energies in order to be a complete and whole human. Not that we aren't whole already, we are, and that is something that I like to help everyone feel or believe or see within themselves. But it is so important, especially for women, femmes, and feminine aligned folks, to develop your feminine energy, to go into femininity, whether that is light, dark, or everything in between. I feel like holistic femininity is everything on the spectrum, and it must be engaged in that way. But however that arises for you, please explore it. It is not oppressive. You're not being exclusive. You are not being weird, or you're not being too woo-woo, or even if you were, who cares? Your journey is for you to understand, not for others. You live for yourself, not for others. So choose today to explore within yourself, to explore the unseen, hidden aspects of yourself. It is not evil, it is not bad, and it is not weird. It is healthy. It is a part of your development process. It'll make you happy, blissful, peaceful. And why wouldn't you want that? That is what you're here to experience. So do it today. It's now or never. So yes, now we've reached the end of this video. I cannot wait to talk way more about dark femininity now that I've done the inner work to allow myself to just go for it. Regardless of how it looks and how I'm being perceived, that's up to anybody else, but I know where I'm coming from, and that's all that matters. So be sure to give this video a like, subscribe for more content, leave a comment down below, and once again, visit me at thesoulfulveganista.com to check out my services. Much love, and until next time, my lovely darklings. Bye-bye.